What's up, guys? It's Devon back here for a little research show for the Honda Classic here in 2023. Didn't make one of these last week. Was busy with Super Bowl stuff and just was not home, so unfortunately couldn't make one last week. But we're back with the research show this week, and just to hit on this week's events, man. Oh man, this week sucked. I'm gonna be honest. I had, you know, I really didn't have that good of plays this last week. I I made some bad switches at the end. I just overall didn't do that well this week. This was the first week of this year that my single entry lineup had two miscuts, and we might as well say three miscuts because Adam Hadwin just did terribly, and it was just not a good week. The only thing that I had going for me this week was Max Homa outright bet. And the tournament just finished up. I thought there was a chance. It was, at that point I was rooting for Homa. Didn't have Homa in any of my lineups, just because of the ownership. And I'm always gonna try to zig when everybody's zagging, or I guess I'm gonna zag when everybody's zigging, however you want to say it. But the only thing I had to root for on Sunday was Max Homa, and after the first 9 holes, I had a shot. Homa started off 3 back for the day, and he caught up to Rom, and then Rom kind of got away again, and then he got right back up with them, and it was unfortunate when Rom, I don't remember what hole it was. I think it was the first par 5 on the back 9. I think it's 12 or 11. He ended up parring the hole, and Max had a pretty good look at birdie, and he ended up missing it. Didn't take advantage there, and then Max Homa ended up, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't even remember what hole it was, but the hole was a dogleg to the left, and he doesn't hit a draw that well. I don't know if he was trying to hit a draw. I don't know if he just mishit the ball. Ends up driving the ball right into the trees on the left side of the fairway, and he only drove it like 180 yards. He had almost 300 yards to the hole on his second shot, and he didn't have... It looked like a decent lie, but it ended up not being a good lie after seeing like the slow-mo replay of his shot and the way it came off the ground. He was trying to hit a 3-wood through 2 trees, and it looked like that there was something in front of the ball on the ground, like a rock or I think they were saying like maybe an acorn or something, and it just completely took the ball's flight path off to the left, and it just didn't get up and it didn't get going, and he only hit it like another 150 yards. And he ends up down in this washout area, and it was just rough, and he bogeyed that hole. Rom ended up parring that hole, even not in the best of spots as well. His first shot ended up down in that wash area where Max's second shot ended up, and Rom got up and down for par. Max bogeys, and then Rom ended up making this birdie from the fringe on a par 3 that was just insane, and Max just never got it back, and he just kind of, I don't know, it was unfortunate. Almost hit Max Homa again 3 weeks after hitting him at the Farmers, but I'll probably definitely be putting in a future bet for Max Homa at the U.S. Open because it's in California. And it just seems like that man is Superman when it comes to California. So, unfortunately, it's another week where Rom wins. I have my opinions about Rom. I think, you know, when it's not going his way, he just has everything. He just blames everything on something. Like last year, what was it? Was the Farmers? I think it was. He called it a effing putting contest because he just couldn't hit a putt. And even today, like when he started, he bogeyed or double bogey? I can't remember. 10, drivable par 4. Uh, I thought that's where Max was gonna pull way away. He bogeyed. He saved bogey. I thought he was gonna double bogey because he just was just, I don't know. It's just something about John Rahm when he just like it's not going his way. He kind of seems to cry, throw temper tantrums, and I don't know. He's a great player, and I can understand that, but I just think he gets really lucky. I mean, I've seen some of his shots from this week. Man, he had some really lucky shots. I mean, I think he got eagle on a par 5 after bouncing the ball off the grandstands, and it rolled back onto the green like within 10 feet, was less than 10 feet, and he ends up knocking it down. Like he just got he gets very lucky with some of his shots, and then when it's just, he complains when it's not going his way, but like when it, luck happens and it goes his way, it's just, I don't know. It's cool. I'm just sick of John Rahm winning at this point. I'd like to see some other people win. So, yeah. So luckily this week we don't have John Rahm, but we don't really have the best field. Some notes about PGA National, where the Honda Classic is held. It is a par 70, 7,125 yards, and it is Bermuda greens. We're going to Florida. We're getting to the Florida swing. So it's going to be nice, having golf earlier in the morning for me, in the same time zone, and Eastern time zone. So I'll have golf early in the morning on most days now, instead of having to wait till 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, I'm really excited. We're getting into some big events coming up, and we kind of have a lackluster field this week, but there's still money to win. There's still lineups to be made, so I'm looking forward to it. Man, I wish I would have got that Max Homa outright, but it is what it is. I will say, one of the bright spots I had this week was Jason Day. He looks good. I'd like to see him win here pretty soon. He looks like he's playing really well. He had a great Sunday. And we'll talk about a couple of guys that had a good Sunday this week. And yeah, so moving into the Honda. This is my model that I have for the Honda. This is on Fantasy National. And so what I've got is strokes gain approach 25%, bogey avoidance 5%, driving distance 10%, fairways gain 5%, proximity 200 plus 5%, proximity 175 to 200 10%, strokes gain ball striking 15%, strokes gain par 5 10%, and strokes gain par 4 15%. Those last two are kind of important. There's only 2 par 5s, so it's going to be really critical to take advantage of those. And there's going to be a lot of par 4s this week, so really want to look at how people are doing on par 4s. This is a very heavy approach, week. It's going to be important to hit those shots that are 175, 200 plus. It's going to be key. So driving distance is going to be very helpful this week. And then we have the famous bear trap. That it can eat people up. It could take people out of the tournament, make people miss the cut line. So if you can get through the bear trap even par, you are celebrating. I remember this event last year. It was Sepp Straka won last year. I had this was one of the first weeks. I don't know why my Alexa's going off. Sorry. This is this event last year. I remember is when it started torrentially downpouring on the last 2 holes for the last group. It was Daniel Berger, Shane Lowry, and I don't remember if Sepp Straka was in this final group, but no, he wasn't, because he got ahead of the storm going into 18. Daniel Berger and Shane Lowry got stuck in it, and they wanted to wait until it stopped raining so hard, but officials made them keep going. So Berger ended up putting it in the water. Lowry just didn't even get anywhere near the green. And I had a Daniel Berger ticket, and it was just unfortunate. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. As always, I'm looking forward to every week. It's been good, like I said, this process, it seems like I'm there. It seems like I'm a week early on everybody recently. Not this week. This week was pretty bad, I'll be honest. So, let's get into it now. So, looking at my model, I can tell you who's going to be number 1. It's going to be Sung Jae. He's the best player in this field. Not getting a lot of the big guys. Your top 3 in this field are going to be Sung Jae, Shane Lowry, and Billy Horschel. So, yeah. Listen, Sung Jae's great. Okay, Sung Jae's great. But I know he's going to be pretty popular on Draftkings. And deservedly so. He's the best player in the field. He's had success at this course. But for me, the player that I am, I'm going to be staying away from him. And that's that. I mean, I'm fading the number 1 guy in my model. But I wrote down some names, looking at the field. There's going to be guys that are popular. I think Johnny Vegas, who comes up 8th in my model here, is going to be popular. He just bombs it off the tee. He can be great on approach. And this last week, what really failed him was his putter, or else he would have finished a lot better. Everybody likes to look at Russell Knox at this course because of his approach numbers, and I know he's really good in the bear trap. So there's some guys that I'm not looking at, but I wrote down some names. Wrote down 8 names that I'm looking at right now that I'm trying to do a deeper dive on. So we'll start off with Shane Lowry, who comes up 10th in the model. He showed some life this week. And I like that the game is trending in a better direction. Fantasy National doesn't have the stats for this week yet. This is a difficult course. I think this is a great setup for him. It was last year. Let's see where I forget where he just finished. He finished. Look, but I remember watching him chip in from a bunker for birdie. That was a nice shot. Let's see, Lowry. It wasn't too far. Yeah, it was T14. He shot 3 under on Sunday. A lot of these guys that I'm kind of looking at ended up having decent Sundays. So Shane Lowry is a guy that I'm really looking at this week. Bermuda is his worst putting surface, but he's really good in difficult conditions. When he's good in wind, if it's going to be windy this week. So I'm really liking Shane Lowry. He's got some great driving distance. He's not bad with the driving accuracy, and he's pretty good with the greens and regulation percentage. So I think Shane Lowry is going to end up having a pretty good week. Someone else that I'm looking at is Denny McCarthy. I'll just search him up real quick because he's 31st in my model. And if we look at him, we know Denny McCarthy's a great putter. He's not bad with the driving distance, pretty accurate. So he's good in difficult conditions. He's good. He's just all around just good. And in a weaker field, I think this is a great spot for him to take advantage of, having a weaker field. Not the best tournament history, but 2021 he had a 3rd place finish, and then last year he was 30th. You see it in that 2021 year, he gained strokes in all categories. And I mean, look at how much he's gaining with the putter in the last 2 years. Almost 5 both years. So I like Denny. He's playing really well right now. If we look at his last few events, you know, he missed the cut at Phoenix. Oh, excuse me, at Phoenix, but fourth place finish at Pebble Beach. You know, you look at Phoenix too. Look at how many good players were there. It was basically a major, and you know he wasn't getting it done with the putter that week, and he was just not getting it done anywhere. So tomorrow we'll look at the data from this week at Denny McCarthy, but I'm liking him in this field just because there's not a lot of guys. The DraftKings price is probably going to be like whoa, you know, but he'll probably be in the 9K range, I would assume, and but I think it's going to be worth it. The next guy I had wrote down was Chris Kirk. You know, Chris Kirk, he's 40th in the model, but you know he's been playing well. He's slightly gaining on Bermuda. He didn't do good at Phoenix, but he was great. He was good around the green. He kind of lost it in all the other categories. But if he's got it all clicking, I mean, look, the 2 events before that at Sony and the American Express, he was third. Looking at his Honda results, he's played this tournament quite a bit. You know, he's got 4 missed cuts, but last year he was 7th, gained in all categories. In 2021, he was 25th, and he was losing a full stroke on approach. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Chris Kirk. You know, he's probably going to be another guy where you look at the price on DraftKings and you're going to be like, whoa, I'm not used to him being this price. But, again, it's a field it's going to look nasty. It's going to look nasty. So, I think Chris Kirk, again, can shine in a field that is lackluster. He's got decent driving distance, 299 is his average. Driving accuracy, 62%, and greens in regulation, almost 66%. So, I like Chris Kirk. And then the next guy that I'm looking at is Nick Hardy, who is 3rd in the model here. You know, you see he's 2nd in strokes gained approach, 26th in driving distance, 20th in proximity 200 plus. Not so good. He's average, you know, in this field especially. Average in 175 to 200. He's 2nd in strokes gained ball striking, 33rd in strokes gained par 5s, which, you know, he's going to have to take advantage of those par 5s. You're only seeing him twice around, so... and then he's 22nd strokes gained par 4s. Looking at what Nick Hardy has done recently, and this is what I like about him right here. He's average driving distance 311, great. Greens in regulation 72%. That's pretty good. Driving accuracy is 57%, so a little bit lower than those other guys we looked at so far. But you know, Bermuda is the surface that he loses the less strokes on. You know, if it was bent, I'd be off of him. You know, if it gets windy, it's not going to be good for him, but he's decent in difficult rounds, you know, difficult courses, difficult conditions. We're not worried about the around the green play that much this week. It's just, you know, can he get the putter going? You know, you see he's lost 2 strokes or more the last couple events. Some middling finishes in those last few times out. But otherwise, you know, he's gaining across the board in all other categories and approach off the tee to green. So if he can get that putter going, I like Nick Hardy. Again, the price tag, you're probably going to be like, whoa, what the hell? It's going to be with everybody this week. So I'm looking at Nick Hardy. Another guy I'm looking at is someone we haven't seen in a little bit, but I like him in the way he's been playing. Gains on Bermuda. We're talking about Ben Griffin here. You know, 308 average driving distance. 55% driving accuracy, but I like this 70% greens in regulation. He's great in difficult rounds, difficult course conditions. So I like that. He's coming off of a miscut at Pebble Beach. I don't remember if he played this week or not. I don't think he did. But otherwise, he pretty much is gaining in almost every category, even if it's just a little bit. Sorry, I had a little something in my throat there. But he's had some great finishes, great play recently, and maybe he can bounce back after a miscut. So I'm looking at Ben Griffin. Probably, I'd say he's probably going to be in the 8K range, if not high 7K, but I would expect Ben Griffin to be in the 8K range, and he's a guy I'm looking at. Next up, we got Joseph Bramlett, who comes in second in my model. Now, my concern with Joseph Bramlett, he mashes it off the tee. His driving accuracy, not that good, but he's 70% in greens and regulation. Bermuda is his worst putting surface. He's not that good in difficult conditions, but he has been stringing along some, good results. He's hasn't missed a cut since last October, unless he played this week. I'm sorry, I didn't really watch this week once the cut happened because I knew I was pretty freaking dead in my lineup, so didn't watch that much and didn't really pay attention to who was making the cut and who was in the event. But we'll do a little bit of a deeper look at him tomorrow when we get pricing. But he's strung along some good finishes, at Pebble Beach and at Farmers. It's just the putter. The putter really is the problem for him, and if he could just be a zero putter, it could bring along a good week for Joseph Bramlett. Moving on, we have the man who is going to be probably really popular, but I really like him this week. He ranks 14th in my model. That is Sam Ryder. Sam Ryder, was in contention at the Farmers, 20th at Phoenix, and I know he played pretty well this week, and he had a really good Sunday. Let me just see where he ended up finishing up. Sam Ryder, where's he at? Right there, T20. Shot 3 under today, and he's going to be popular, and I'm going to show you why he's going to be popular. Well, it's going to be because of how well he's playing. But he also, the last 2 years here at the Honda, 2021 finished 8th, 2022 finished 9th, and he gained in all categories. So Sam's probably going to be a popular pick this week, and I already told myself I'm going to be betting him. He seems like he could win, and in this kind of a field, I could definitely see him winning. He gains a little bit on Bermuda. If it gets windy, he's good in the wind, and he's not so bad in difficult conditions, course conditions. So I like Sam this week, and he's going to be popular, but I'm probably going to eat it. And then the last guy I have who had a stellar Sunday here at the Genesis, Harris English. Not looking too good in the model, but gotta remember, this guy was injured, came back from an injury, and he's still kind of getting back to it. But this is a weaker field. The last, other than this event, the 3 events prior, Phoenix, Farmers, and American Express, not so good. And we can see, he did really bad at Phoenix. But he's got a great putter. He's gaining on all surfaces. Bermuda is his second best putting surface. He's good in difficult conditions, and he's good in the wind. So I really like Harris this week. Someone that is coming back from injury, kind of getting his game back. So Harris is someone I'm going to be really looking at this week. Not much else that I've seen right now. It's gonna be pricing dependent. Some other guys that I kind of was looking at was Ben Taylor. Charlie Hoffman's kind of interesting. I think Charlie Hoffman typically has a good record through the bear trap as well, but nobody else really that I was standing out to me in the initial look. Again, tomorrow we'll have a better look just based off of pricing. I can tell you I'm going to be betting Sam Ryder for sure. And depending on Shane Lowry's number, I'll probably be betting Shane Lowry. And my number one thing I'm doing this week, I am fading Sung J M. So if this first look is helpful at all, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers. We're at 10 right now. So we got 40 more to go, and then we'll do a giveaway. And yeah, looking forward to a better week this week. This was by far my worst week of the year, and I'm hoping to make a bounce back at the Honda and getting back in the green. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned tomorrow for the betting show and the Draftkings show when the pricing comes out. All right, peace.